Hello there.
Hey, Kim Walsh Phillips, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's getting better each and every single day.
Good. I'm so glad.
All right, and where you calling in from?
I live right outside of Atlanta in Alpharetta.
Oh, okay. You're not that far from Tyler Perry Studios.
That's right. Yep. Just a few exits away.
Now, were you born and raised there?
No, I grew up on Long Island.
Oh, wow, wow. What made you relocate out to the beautiful ATL,
About 3 years ago. Where are you located?
Philadelphia?
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I lived in York, Pennsylvania for like 20 years. So we spent a lot. I traveled to Philadelphia quite a bit.
Oh, wow, wow. Yeah, I see you know Charlie McDermott.
Yes, I do.
Wow, wow.
How do you know the former mayor? Oh, Charlie McDermott from the No BS chapter. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I was in his group for a long time.
Okay, okay, and I appreciate you coming to my program today.
Yes.
And I told a great friend of mine about you, and he makes millions of dollars in the private equity industry,
Hmm.
and with his business building programs. And he's worked with Tony Robbins and marketing guru Jay Abraham. And
Oh,
he
nice.
went to your website, and he was blown away
Oh, it's very
doing
kind.
on the online space. So I
Hmm.
want to see if y'all can do a 30-minute conference call and see how y'all can create some synergy and create value for one another.
Oh, sure. You can make an introduction. That'd be fine.
All righty. Well, I
I
go.
think Kate's the one who scheduled this, right? So she could be the one that can schedule that call too.
Okay. All right. No problem. All right. You ready to rock and roll?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. Can you see me good?
Sure can.
Okay. There we go. All right. Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I'm the creator and host of the Powerful Interviews podcast, and I'm a partner at nationaldiversified.com. And today I have another special interview for each and every one of you. Today I have a wonderful person on the show. She's a great friend of mine. Her name is Kim Walsh Phillips. For those that don't know Kim, let me explain to each and every one of you about this incredible, phenomenal woman. Kim Walsh Phillips is an award-winning speaker, author, strategist, and she is the CEO of IO Creative Group, a results-driven marketing PR agency. She is the best-selling author of several books, and I love the title of one of her books, which is called The Ultimate Guide to Instagram for Business. She's a direct response social media marketer, and she is the outside the box entrepreneur. And she is the founder of Powerful Professionals, a business coaching education company. She's worked with phenomenal people like Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Kevin O'Leary from the hit business TV show Shark Tank, Dan Kennedy, Gary Vaynerchuk, and many other phenomenal entrepreneurs. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the one, the only, the beautiful Kim Walsh Phillips to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'd like to thank you, Kim, for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate the audience worldwide about the power of online and offline marketing. I gladly appreciate it.
Yeah, it sounds good. Let's get to it.
To everyone that's listening and watching right now, I highly recommend go and get your pen and your pad right now. My great friend Kim Walsh Phillips is going to break down layman's terms on how you can generate real income online as well as offline. Is that correct, Kim?
That's right. Sounds good.
Now, what I'd like to know, and can you express to the audience in layman's terms, who is the beautiful Kim Walsh Phillips? How long you been in your powerful industry, and what is your expertise?
Yeah, I started out like many people do, thinking that if I just worked really hard, I would make a good living. But I found myself working many, many hours and not getting paid what I deserved. And it was exhausting. Like I was relying upon referrals and word of mouth, and I wasn't able to grow my consulting firm. And there was this one moment when I had to hawk my engagement ring in order to make payroll because that's all I had left, that I knew I had to do something different. And I had recently read a book in that moment. And I remember that the advice given to me was ask the successful people that you know a book that they read that they recommend. And so I started asking, and it was then that a friend of mine gave me the No BS Guide to Direct Response Marketing by Dan Kennedy. And I was blown away because for the first time I saw how marketing could actually change my company. It could attract the right fit clients to me who are willing to pay what I was worth. The problem is the guy who wrote that book hated social media, the thing that I knew how to do. But I wasn't going to stop there. I was going to find a way to make it work. And so I started looking at what other people had done. I love this Tony Robbins quote that says, if you want to be successful, find the people that have the success that you want and copy what they do, and you'll find that same success. So I started looking at the successful people online, and what I discovered was they all gave out a free gift to start, something to grow their list. And I started experimenting with it, and it started to work, so much so that I was able to successfully grow my agency from on the brink of bankruptcy to a multi-million-dollar firm that I sold at the end of 2017 to Josh Turner. He does own that consulting company now, the guy who owns Link Selling. And we launched our coaching business, Powerful Professionals Business Coaching, that we grew from 0 to landing on the Inc. 5000, number 475 in less than 3 years. And so it's a simple process that we're going to go over today that's about attracting your right fit client, building a relationship with them, and then getting them to buy something that's going to make their lives better.
Wow. Now, can you break down to the audience in layman's terms, what is the difference between paid media versus organic media?
So organic media is media that comes to you from people finding you, having the information shared with them. You're not paying for it. Some people call it earned media, organic. So it's earned because you can't control it. But if you put it out there and you have the right kind of message, you're going to have people see it. So an example of that is a Facebook Live. I have a weekly Facebook Live show I do for Entrepreneur Magazine. And I get 17,000 to 25 to 30,000 people tuning into that live. And then it continues to circulate after that. That's earned media. They're tuning in and I'm not paying for that traffic. But sometimes I'll go to the audience. So Facebook does this cool thing on Facebook Lives. Whenever somebody watches them, it creates a little micro audience for you that you can retarget. You can follow up with these people with your promotion. So the free media was the Facebook Live, but it created an audience for me that I can now pay to reach. So I might follow up with those folks who saw that Facebook Live and then invite them to an upcoming webinar that I'm having through paid advertising.
Wow. Now, you speak all over the world and you educate entrepreneurs and business owners on how they can actually get 10,000 raving fans from Facebook and basically turn those fans into loyal customers. So is happy customers, will they be loyal customers and they want to keep following you, wanting your products or your service?
Yeah, I believe in not transactional business, but relationship business, which means that we're not just trying to get the sale, we're trying to serve our market in a way that they want to do business with us later. So I look at a business model as like a profit pyramid that you want to bring people in on the bottom level into a product, program, or service that you have so that they keep purchasing from you after that. If you only have a business to sell them one thing at the very bottom of the pyramid and that's all you do with them, that's the least profitable business you can have because you're paying for the lead up front. Once you've paid for that lead and you've gotten a buyer, you have that initial sale, that's the best, most profitable buyer to have because now you can sell them other things. You don't have to pay for the traffic anymore.
Now, what mistakes are you seeing that entrepreneurs and seasoned business leaders are making when it comes to attracting clients online as well as offline?
They're trying to sell at hello. They're trying too early to make the pitch. And when they do and it doesn't work, they say the medium is what works. Like direct mail doesn't work. Facebook doesn't work. Webinars don't work. But it's because it's not the mediums. All of the media works. The media is not marketing. It is your message that matters. So are you taking people through a systematic approach to getting to know you and building a relationship with them? We follow the MOM model because mom knows best. And that is M, you want to be magnetic and attract your perfect right fit clients. O, you want to get them to opt in. So you own the contact information and you don't have to pay for it. And the final M is monetize. That's when you finally monetize them. Following that model will allow you to grow your list in a systematic way with your right fit clients and continue to monetize it, driving sales in over and over again.
Mm. Now, you also specialize in copywriting. And I know that it's entrepreneurs and business owners all over the globe. They love reading. And it's like you have to, cover all facets in business. Some people like reading, some
Uh-huh.
people like to listen to audio, they like to listen to video. Now, I know a couple of years back, Google bought YouTube for $1.6 billion. So video is hot right now. Can you explain to the audience the power of using video? And should entrepreneurs and business owners use video to expand their brand?
There's some really great stats on video. You have video on your website, you have more visitors. When you use video in an ad, you're 4 times more likely to have it be seen. Facebook Live is the most, it gets you more reach than any other source of content online. So yeah, I absolutely believe you should use video. I believe you should use all mediums though, because there are people who prefer to consume content by reading it, other people who want to hear it, other people who want to see a static image, and yet other people want to watch a video. And all of them could be the right fit for you. They need your product or program or service. So I believe in hitting all of those mediums and so that you can reach your right client all the time. I love Facebook Live. It's my favorite channel to go to because I can hit so many people at one time and it's completely free. But I do have a blog. I do send out a daily email. I do write books. I have my content in multiple channels because different people like to consume things different ways.
Mm, wow. Now, with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I know Facebook basically owns Instagram.
Yes.
And, you have Pinterest, you have, Twitter, you have all these social media platforms, but I basically look at these as delivery systems. Do you use all of them on a regular basis, or do you just specialize in one specific thing to, bring a lot of value to your current clients?
I do think you should be more in more than one channel because if that channel decides to shut you out, you don't want to be, hurting that you can't go somewhere else at the same time. But go deep in one spot. Facebook and Instagram work really well together because they are owned by the same company and they have a creator studio or publishing tools where you can publish to both at the same time. But also because they're owned by the same entity, if you get shut out, you can get shut out of both. So the big ones really, of course, are YouTube. Then we have LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Those would be the top ones I would conquer before I looked at anything else.
Now, how do you feel about Pinterest?
Yeah, I think Pinterest is incredible. I've seen businesses really monetize that well. I'm not an expert on Pinterest though, so it's not something I teach.
Mm. Kim, when Steve Forbes actually came on my program, I interviewed him about his phenomenal book, which is called Money. And let's have a conversation about money. Now, I know money is not value. Money is just a facilitator to do transactions. Can you explain to the audience, how would you define money?
Money is an exchange of value.
Mm. So would you say that money is the byproduct of the value that you uncover?
Yes.
Mm. Wow. Now, I know you are blowing up on the social media platforms worldwide, but take us back down memory lane. How was Kim when she was 14 or 15? How were you in high school? Was you always entrepreneurial? Was you always, trying to sell like, pencils or candy to make
Yeah, I
income?
was.
How
Yeah,
was back then?
I was always entrepreneurial. Like ever since I was little, like maybe 7, we would put on shows and charge people to come see them. I sold the candy in the school. I got a job delivering penny savers house to house as soon as I could do that. I've always been entrepreneurial. I didn't know that's what I was. So I went to school to become a PR professional and I ended up working for other folks for a few years. But by the time I was 26 years old, I had started my company. So I've been an entrepreneur and on my own for almost 20 years now, which is crazy pants. But yes, a very, very long time that I haven't had a boss. And I don't know how I could ever go back, honestly. So yeah, all that time I've had that kind of drive and I love the idea of being able to create wealth because and especially the industry I'm in, I don't have any inventory. I don't have to buy any products. I don't have to get a manufacturing facility. I can literally come up with an idea that I put together out of air, put it out tomorrow and sell it. And I've done that many times. We've had times where we wanted to hire a new staff person, or a vendor comes and bills us for something I didn't know was going to happen. And we're like, dang it, we got to make some money. I created a new course, and then we can sell it the next day and develop cash. We serve our market. And then because I serve them so well all year with free content and connecting and engagement, when I do put something out to them, it instantly sells, and we can generate thousands of dollars in literally minutes, which is incredible.
Mm. Now, I call you the email marketing queen.
I do
And
email a lot.
when you do your webinars, you deliver a lot of outside the box content.
Mm.
Now, for the entrepreneurs, they are actually, generating revenue, but they're not taking advantage of the social media platforms and email marketing. How important it is for business owners to basically capitalize on email marketing and, build that other tribe in their business.
It's a shame that people spend so much time and money building a list and then they don't engage their list. If you're not emailing your list at least once a week, you are throwing money out the window, because you're losing email ability to that list every single day. I email daily, which people are like, what? That's crazy, but it's effective. I have a 20% plus open rate emailing my list every single day. And I also have people who buy things for me every single day without me having to sell. And I do some people call it the Seinfeld type email. Some people call it the soap opera, slice of life. I call it the friend email. I write an email every day basically telling a quick story about something going on in my life, like I would tell a friend, and then I link it back to a business lesson. They're super short. They're less than 500 words a day. And I generally bang out about 3 days at a time. And I write them all myself, and we engage our list every single day. And it's worthwhile to do that because it monetizes incredibly well.
Now, basically, I believe in building great relationships, long-term relationships.
Right.
And it's good to monetize those relationships. Now, I interview millionaires and hecto-millionaires and some billionaires all over the world. But some people in my network, they have those relationships, but they don't know how to basically nurture the relationship and monetize that relationship. How important it is for entrepreneurs to really monetize so they can maximize results from the relationships that they are currently building?
I don't look at that. I don't look at how I can monetize the relationships I'm currently building, and I've never been that way. And I believe that's probably why I'm able to monetize them, because I truly am always just looking at how can I give value to relationships. And I've had people that I've given value to for years that I've never asked anything from, that never bought anything to me. I've also had people that I've just met and have done incredible things for me. Like I met Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank at a business networking thing. He instantly hired me and my firm to do marketing for him. He introduced me to all of his Shark Tank investments, who then introduced me to a ton of other client work, and he got me on the news within like a week of working with him. He never asked for anything for that. Like he's that kind of guy. And I have found the most successful people in the world are like that. They're not, you don't ever feel like you're being quote unquote used in order to have a relationship with them. They just build value and they give it back to others when they can. And I've always tried to do that way. I have met people that are the other way. I used to be in the celebrity event business, and I threw a lot of events for very entitled celebrities who were very mean to a lot of people, but they don't stick around. That's not the people that have the success. I truly believe people like, I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but people like Taylor Swift are so successful because whenever you talk to someone about her, they always say she is so nice. Like you can be nice to people and have real relationships with people and still be successful. And that goes against a lot of popular cultural things out there. But if you want to continue to build a tribe of people that know, like, and trust you, and you feel the same way as them, be kind, give value, and you don't ask for things in return.
So once people like you, respect you, and know you, that's when their minds are made up and they want to invest in you because you are your brand?
Yeah, I mean, I think they see, I don't think it's just even that they like you. They see that the things that you say you can do, you do. They see the actual proof. People see the success that I've had, and they know the work that I've done. And I didn't earn it because I have a fancy name or I ended up magically on TV. Like marketing is my jam and I'm really, really good at it. And so they see the results and want to work with us that way. But it comes from the relationship, them having seen that we can do what we say we do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, you provided a lot of value to Kevin O'Leary from the hit business TV show Shark Tank. So once you provided that value, that created more deal flow for you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Now, you also work with another social media expert, Grant Cardone. You work with, Gary Vaynerchuk, and I would like to call him the epitome of direct response marketing, Dan Kennedy. How did those relationships come about, and what did you actually do with them in regards to business or just developing a relationship in itself?
Yeah, Gary and Grant, we speak at the same event, so I've worked with them in that way. But Dan Kennedy has been a client of mine as well as a co-author of books, and I've also worked with a lot of his clients. And I've been able to take his principles and apply them to social media to create direct response social media marketing. And because I can work in the same way that he does, following his non-negotiables, he has felt comfortable giving me business that I've been able to help him out at the same time. So that's been an incredible relationship over the years.
Wow. Now, when you speak on the stage, you mesmerize people with your presence and the content that you are delivering to the audience. Now, we have speakers in my network where they're thinking about creating their own information products.
Uh-huh.
Now, when you speak on the stage, is it good for the speaker to create a low-tier product, a mid-tier product, and a high-tier product? Because if you only just have maybe one or two products, you don't want to give the audience to do any type of cafeteria selling. How do you feel about that?
When you are making an offer, it should just be one choice. There should never be multiple choices.
Wow. Now, Kim, I wrote down some powerful words, 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So you could rate them in your own influential way.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Accountability,
A 10,
perseverance,
10,
branding,
5,
income producing assets,
10,
powerful professionals,
10,
intellectual property,
8,
family,
10,
health,
10,
wealth,
10,
value,
10,
influence.
10.
All right, that was good. That was real good. Can you explain to the audience exactly where they can find you?
I would love to. I would love to connect with you on my website at powerfulprofessionals.com. You can also find me on social media under Kim Walsh Phillips. And if you want to generate 10,000 Facebook followers in just minutes, you can take my free workshop at 3days to10k.com. That's 3days to10k.com.
To everyone that's listening and watching right now, I highly recommend getting involved with the phenomenal, the beautiful Kim Walsh Phillips. Go to her website. She has phenomenal content that can take your mindset and your business to a whole nother level. But remember, you have to implement what you learn.
That's right.
Kim, you wrote a phenomenal book, which is called The Ultimate Guide to Instagram for Business.
Yep.
How can entrepreneurs and business owners really capitalize on that social media platform? Because there's a lot of people that's taking it by storm, and there's a lot of people that are just starting out. What would you say the recipe is for attracting new business on Instagram?
67% of Instagram users have purchased something they discovered on Instagram. So it's definitely an incredible platform to be on. You can use your same content you're already posting on Facebook. You just can't include any links in your posts. Once you hit 10,000 Instagram followers, you can begin to link your stories. A very effective way to market with your network, but even just growing organic followers that you can connect and build relationships with, you can simply have a call to action for them to message you if they're interested in something, and you can do that at any time. So it's a great platform to dive into.
Now, I see a lot of entrepreneurs on the Instagram platform. They use a lot of video content. And I know that's basically used to, engage your audience. Do you use a lot of video content when you do launches on Instagram and Facebook?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm, wow. Now, do you do your own videos or you basically have, someone in your company that's actually videotaping you?
I mean, I do my own videos. All my staff's remote and we're in separate locations. I
Mm.
have a video producer who will edit, slice, and create promo reels, but I do all my videography and photography myself.
Now, when it comes to launching campaigns,
Uh-huh.
and I know some people specialize in, PPC, pay-per-click advertising,
Yeah.
but sometimes you can actually create a campaign where it don't really go so well. What would you
Hmm.
say is the formula for creating a pay-per-click campaign in regards to it being strong and, basically it's converting?
You want to focus on the big idea of what the person wants. So focus on the outcome of what they want, and not on your product, your program, your service. So nobody wants that, but make sure your ad focuses on what they're going to get as the outcome. I'm going to give you an example. One of my coaching clients, she mentioned that she was going to run an ad that said 4 questions to ask in order to get your client's attention.
Mm.
And that's okay, but it's not what they want. No one's like, oh, I really want my client's attention. No, they want to get a new client. So instead it was like the 4 steps to get a new client. That's a different outcome. And it's more focusing on what the individual wants. Think about the end. And I think about booking a vacation, right? I think about the hotel has pictures of the website, on the website of the pool, the beach. They don't have pictures of packing the suitcase, getting your passport, getting someone to watch your dog. Those are all steps you have to take to get there, but they focus on the outcome, the pool and the beach. Think of your offerings as the outcome, the pool. Is it a pool and the beach or is it packing the suitcase? Focus on the outcome your target market wants.
Mm. You're telling the audience to focus on the outcome. So basically, without purpose, you have no focus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Wow. Now, I love reading, and
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately for some entrepreneurs, reading is a lost art today. Can you
Yeah.
explain to the audience what books do Kim like to read, and what books do you recommend for the audience to read?
I do a lot more audible than I do actual reading. I will say that I love reading, but I do find that when I start to read at night, I fall asleep very quickly. But if I do audible while I'm doing other things, I can get a lot more done. So I'm going to just give you, I've just pulled out my audible, some of my most recent reads that I really liked. Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent was awesome. Curtis Jackson. Fix This Next by Mike Michalowicz. Let's see. Everything is Figure Outable by Marie Forleo was really good. Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman. And what was the other one? Oh, Primal Branding by Patrick Hanlon. Those are some of my most recent. And one more, Over Deliver by Brian Kurtz. Those are some of the ones I've read in the last year that were awesome.
Mm. Wow. Now, I always tell entrepreneurs they need to form their own brainstorming groups. How important
Uh-huh.
it is for entrepreneurs to form their own brainstorming groups so they can help pull one another up in regards to increasing their top line revenues in their businesses?
Yeah, begin a mastermind group together with others so you can get other ideas, other thoughts, feedback, accountability. Super important.
Mm. Now, I also had entrepreneurs where they joined, brainstorming mastermind groups. They had to, invest, $10,000, $20,000, but some of them said they didn't really get nothing really out of it. What do you think that is in regards to make an initial big investment, but they don't think they really got the return on their investment in regards to the dividends that they have invested?
There are two sides to that. I mean, it can be that maybe the individual didn't put as much into it as they could have.
Mhm.
They didn't network as much. They didn't show up for things. Like you can get a roadmap, but if you don't start driving, you're not going to get anywhere, right?
Mhm.
But there's also been I'm in several coaching groups. I believe in paying for coaching as a coach myself. And I'm in several, and several are amazing. I'm in one that's terrible right now, though. And I'm someone who fully invests and gets super involved and participates in all the things. And yet, the value is just not there. So I've seen it both ways. You want to give your 110% of any group that you're in to get the most out of it. But if there's nothing that you can do in it, then it might just not be the right match for you.
Mm. Kim, let's have a conversation about what it really takes to be an entrepreneur. Now, the word entrepreneur means entreprendre, and it was a Latin word, and it was invented in the 15th century in France. And a gentleman by the name of John Baptist, he invented the word, and over 300 years later, that word still exists, which is entrepreneur. So entre means between, and ponder means to take. So it means to take lower productivity and increase it to higher productivity. Can you explain to the audience, how are you increasing your productivity in your current business endeavors?
Yeah, so I have, oops, sorry, I'm going to cough. I'm trying to change cameras because it keeps freezing up. So I have two young girls, and they're both in virtual school. So because of school's not opening back up, but even before then, I wanted to make sure I was there for them every day when they got off the school bus. And I'm going to be the one who's homeschooling them now. So which means I have a limited time that I'm going to get work done, very limited. And you talk to parents, and they actually call it the baby effect. When you have less time to work because you have children, you actually find yourself getting more done because you give yourself a more limited period of time. I'm very compartmentalized in the work that I do. I stayed up late last night to get a ton of projects done while my kids were sleeping. So today I could take a break and go play Monopoly. Take another break, and we went and made candy sushi because we were learning about Japan. Like, I'll not miss those moments. So they're my why. I will be a workaholic if that's all that I had. If before I had children, I would work all the time because I love what I do and I'm on fire to serve my people. But having my kids is a big enough why for me that makes me compartmentalize my time, get more done in a short period of time so I could spend more time with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So throughout the months, or should I say throughout the year, you basically just fill up your whole pipeline without having no white spaces on your calendar?
I have white space 100% because I believe you should be open for opportunities. I think you could tell with how long it took to book this interview. I only have certain spots that I allow to be booked in each day. So I keep a lot of white space open because I have my profit producing time is when I'm writing, when I'm coaching, or I'm giving a webinar. That's that. So I need time for that every day. But the rest of my time is spent with my children. So I usually have 2 hours a week. That's my flexible opportunity time that I can book in other things. It fills up really quickly, and then things just get pushed later. Like, you can control your schedule. And I think people lose sight of that, how much it is controllable that you can do. But it's how I've been able to really create the life that I wanted, which is that I'm able to serve my tribe and also be there for my family.
Now, the intellectual property that you wrote, I just love the title, The Ultimate Guide to Instagram for Business. Do you generate a lot of royalties from your intellectual property?
Royalties? Yeah. I get paid on a lot of different things, courses that I partner with people on, the books that I've written, affiliate commissions on software that I've sold. So yeah, we get bring in a lot of passive income that way.
Now, you mentioned affiliate marketing.
Yep.
For the entrepreneurs and business owners that's in my tribe, what exactly is affiliate marketing and how does it actually work? And when people have a product or a service where they actually want to connect with other affiliate marketers, do you have to specialize do you have to specialize with someone that has experience in affiliate marketing, or can it easily be learned in regards to that skill set?
Yeah, I mean, if you want fast path, you always go to someone who's been successful in the thing that you want and get their blueprint and follow it. So I think you can learn anything by yourself, but getting someone who knows it is good. Affiliate means you're willing to align yourself, affiliate with something and promote it to people that you bring into the table, and you get paid a commission for selling that thing. So you can even think about it in terms of, if you're a hairdresser and you're always being asked, what's your favorite flat iron? What's your favorite flat iron? What's your favorite flat iron? You could just keep telling people, or you could go to Amazon Associates, get an account that's free, create a page that lists your favorite tools, your favorite flat iron, your favorite hair dryer, your favorite products, They would all have affiliate links. When someone asks you what your favorite flat iron is, instead of just telling them, you send them a link. And if they order it, Amazon's going to give you commission on those products and also on anything else the person puts in their cart. It's amazing. You can even just give away free audiobooks subscriptions. You can give away 2 free audiobooks from Audible every day and they'll pay you for that. It's not like you have to start hawking goods or selling watches on the corner to make affiliate deals work. You can literally share the things that you already love with people who are already asking you about it, and you can get paid on it.
Now, is it good for authors that are actually starting out with writing their own books? Is it good for them to self-publish their books, like, create an ebook, or is it good for them to get with a major publisher to promote their baby to the world?
I think you should publish on your own the first time.
All righty. Now, once you start to, develop that social media presence and get a name, that's when major publishers want to basically, they may want to give you a 6-figure check, to promote your book. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, to get a big, they will not promote your book. They will publish you. You still have to do all the work to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
But to get a big book deal, you need to have a list and an audience. So use your self-published book to help grow your audience. And once you have a big audience, you can get paid the advancements for books and get the big book deals.
So you have to have proven credibility and a loyal following for them to even notice you.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how are your businesses holding up during the coronavirus 19 and this pandemic that's going on, that's affecting the world?
We've done incredibly well, but I teach people how to bring their business online. So that's something that's really wanted at this moment. So our company has done incredibly well.
Now, Amazon is the largest online retailer in the world. Yeah. And a lot of people are actually, creating, digital products, and they basically promoting them on the Amazon platform. But I know if it doesn't do so well, then unfortunately, they're going to trash that product and you can't come back on that platform. How important it is for entrepreneurs to showcase their products and services on the Amazon platform?
I mean, it's an outlet. It's a search engine. I'm not an Amazon or e-commerce whiz, so I'm not the best person to go to advice. I'll always admit what I'm really great at, when I'm not. There's definitely people who are better than me at that. So one of the guys I love is Josh Marden, Marden. He's awesome at e-commerce. I would definitely check out his content because he's great at advising people on that.
Wow. Now, when you're doing email campaigns, and I know you really are thorough at what you do in regards to, launching products and services and, showcasing that talent to your loyal fans, which is your email list. Now, when you actually are in the process of doing that, is it good to give away free content to your audience so you actually are giving them an option to be looking forward and anticipating your next launch, so they want to buy that product or service once you launch it?
Yeah, priming the pump or seeding the offer by giving them some free content that leads into the sale is absolutely a strategy you should do.
Now, the speaking industry, that's a $780 billion industry. So it's huge right now. But unfortunately, due to the pandemic, a lot of people is getting hit with, they can't do, live events or live seminars. Yesterday, I just interviewed Robert Lee Cool from Kool and the Gang. And they still do 250 gigs a year, but they lost revenue in regards to doing their live concerts. They had to cancel 40 shows.
Wow,
in regards to, traveling and getting that type of revenue with doing live events. Now, for the people that actually are doing live events, I'm noticing that they're taking their live events and just, promoting them on doing webinars, or, they're doing teleseminars, or they're doing podcasting. Should entrepreneurs and business owners really focus on that? Because podcasting is basically taking over, radio advertising.
I love virtual events. We just held our first major 3-day virtual event. It was incredible. I was able to have 100 people who were on there with us the whole time. We launched a new coaching program. We brought $250,000 in. We were able to serve a ton of people. It was very effective. We're going to do it again November. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I will definitely do that. Even when things open up again, I don't think we'll ever stop doing that event because it was so good. And I can serve people in a different way. I had people on there from Dubai and the Netherlands, and there was mamas who had their kids hanging on them the whole time, and men that were tuning in from the office. And like you can get all these people who couldn't normally come to your event to do something like that when you do it virtual. I loved it.
Mm. Now, I know that entrepreneurs and business owners, they are basically building their current businesses. And I know it's good to build a business that you can sell. Should entrepreneurs and business owners really adopt that mindset to build a profitable business that they can eventually sell?
That depends. It depends on what you're looking for. Like my company that I have now is very successful, but it's got my name and face all over it. It would not be a saleable asset, but I want to serve my market. So at this point, I don't need to do that differently. I don't think you need to do that from the very beginning. I think what you do need to do is have systems in place. So if you become unable to work for some reason, your company can still continue to grow and you can bring sales in the door. That's the piece of it that I would make sure that I could do from the very beginning.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, technology is constantly evolving.
Hmm.
And, it's a lot of social media platforms is, currently coming out and they're still growing. Now, before Steve Jobs passed away with the Apple brand,
Hmm.
he had $119 billion in the bank cash liquid because him and Steve Wozniak, they basically built that brand to a whole nother level, but they had teams all over the world to help that brand become a great phenomenon. What would you say is the actual blueprint when Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak took the Apple brand to a whole nother level? And should entrepreneurs and business owners follow that business model?
That's a very big question. I'm gonna give a short, condensed answer on it. They created a proprietary offering that nobody else had. When
Mm,
Steve Jobs came out on stage, he didn't say, "Here's a better MP4 player." He said, "I have 2,000 songs in my pocket, and so can you.
mm,
This is the iPod." He had a different name. It looked different. It sounded different. And it felt different. And so if you wanted that, you had to buy it from them. It wasn't going to be like somebody else. Everyone had just created another version of the same thing before that. And they had something that looked and felt and sounded different. And so they've always done that. And that's the secret is when you have your product, program, or service offering, have a proprietary offering so that it's not like people are comparing you to somebody else. They're saying, I have to have her thing, I have to have his thing, because if I don't get it from this individual, I can't have it.
mm, mm. Now, I remember back in the days,
Hmm.
entrepreneurs and business owners, they always used to say content is king.
Yeah.
Would you say content is king, or would you say that action is king?
I mean, I think they're all cute phrases. I don't know that it means all that much, really, right? Like
Right.
it's content without a marketing funnel and the right fit audience.
Mhm.
Like I said, you need all the pieces. You need to attract them to you, get them to opt in, and then sell them something.
Now, you are really big on building teams and building
Hmm.
systems. And I know team stands for together, everyone achieves miracles.
Uh-huh.
For hiring the right people
Yeah.
to help you build your dream, what would you say is the process for hiring the right people? And if people are not, fulfilling that process, do you have any problem of firing people, or do you give them an opportunity to learn the skill set where they can enhance their skill set over a period of time?
We definitely coach, and my least favorite thing to do in the world is to let somebody go, but I've certainly have fired people when it wasn't the right match. I'm not awesome at finding good employees. I'm not awesome at hiring. We have had positions open for a long time now. We've paid to advertise for it. That's probably my greatest weakness. Everybody who works for me, we knew that person when we hired them. So I'm pretty terrible at that, honestly. I usually have to hire a recruiting company to do it for me.
Mm. Now let's talk about delegation. Now I know the minimum wage of a millionaire is around $524 an hour. So I always tell my audience, what can you delegate for $524 an hour? Or you can go beyond that. What can you delegate that's within your current budget? How important it is for entrepreneurs and business leaders to delegate tasks out that they're not currently good at, so they could just focus on increasing their revenues in their current businesses.
I believe your passions are not an accident. They are God-given superpowers. And so when you spend your time doing the things you love to do and you're good at, that's when you'll be able to serve your market more and monetize your sales. Absolutely. I outsource everything. I don't touch anything inside my business that I'm not good at. I only do the things that I'm good at, which is marketing, writing, coaching, and speaking. Everything else is my staff handles, and as they should, because those are the things that they're good at.
Now you talk about coaching, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
one successful business owner or entrepreneur that don't have a coach. I know Tony Robbins have a coach. I know some actors, they also have coaches. Warren Buffett, which is
Yeah.
business partner and coach Charlie Munger, they basically are value investors. They love investing in profitable businesses where it's going to bring in, strong revenue.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the value investors method?
Value investors method, meaning investing in coaching. I'm not sure I know what that means.
Investing in coaching and investing in profitable businesses, on how Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger does it.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a great way to grow is to not only look at you being the entrepreneur to have the big idea, but to look at what other people have done and invest in that. So you're getting the benefit of the research and groundwork that they put in place. It's an excellent way to build a great portfolio.
Wow. Now, you have an incredible presence online. And I know that your business is constantly growing, and you basically live in the ATL, and the ATL is an entrepreneurial city. I mean, you got Tyler
Yeah.
Perry down there. You got a lot of successful entrepreneurs that are
Yeah.
actually relocating and they moving down to the ATL.
Uh-huh.
How is ATL in regards to business models? And should actually people even come out there and just see how ATL is functioning in the business arena?
I have found it's really interesting because I'm from the New York area, and what I have found here is that people are very collaborative, really supportive of each other, very inviting, welcoming, which is not how you would describe New York
No.
at all. So it has the cosmopolitan aspects, but it's super friendly, very welcoming, very warm, and people want to see others succeed. So it's a really great business network.
Wow. Now, with your business clients that you currently have in your arsenal, which is your network, do you
Yeah,
collaborate with a lot of other heavy hitters that are in the business arena as well?
I do collaborate a lot. Yeah.
Mm, wow, wow. So, can you explain to the audience, where do you see your business endeavors in the next 2 years from now?
Yeah, for sure. So we are continuing to serve our market. We just, like I shared, launched a new coaching program,
Mhm.
and we had 35 members in it to start. We look at growing that to several hundred members. We have a top tier that will continue to grow. We have our baseline group. So I think we're just going to stick. We have found a model that works really well for us, and we're going to stick to it and just continue to have it grow.
Now, you say you have a business model that you basically follow and y'all develop over the years.
Yes.
Now, what I'm seeing is that facts tell, but stories always sell.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the Golden Arches, McDonald's,
Right.
Ray Kroc, he took it to another level, but he bought the brand from the McDonald brothers.
Right.
You have all these people that are business orientated, but they created systems and they basically found what works for them and what doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
And like what you said earlier, you know, find a business model that you can follow and implement that model.
Yeah.
But some people may say, what, Kim Walsh Phillips, she's been in the game for a long time. That may work for her. But when it comes to me, I'm generating money. But when it comes to them systems, that's where I have a lot of challenges or where I'm kind of weak at. Should they really just focus on hiring, or should they just focus on, honing their own skill set to create their system for themselves?
I believe you should know enough about the thing before you hire so that you can manage that person well. So I would say you need to understand it before you can delegate it. And not that you should become an expert in it or that you should be doing all the things, but know enough before you delegate. And some great books on Systematizing Our Rocket Launch, and also Traction. Those are two books that I love. They were super helpful for me in creating systems inside our company.
Now, I love exercising, and I say that exercising does the mind and the body good.
Yeah.
And you got to be real careful, especially today. You got to be selective of what you eat. But people love to eat, but they don't eat to live. Should people really focus on eating to live and then, focus on the right nutrients, what that they consume in regards to the intake for their body so they'll be real productive in
I
their
mean,
business?
yeah, I mean, fuel your body with what you can, but I also believe that God gave us food to taste good because he wanted us to find pleasure in it. So
Mhm.
I don't think it has to be an extreme of I just eat to fuel my body and I don't have that as an experience. God would not have made food taste good if that was the case. So we should do things that are good for forward facing, but we should also take delight and pleasure in the amazing gifts that God has given us, one of which being food.
Mm. Kim, can you break down layman's terms? What is the best advice that you have ever received, business as well as on your personal level?
It comes from Esther 4:14, such as a time as this. Believe that we were all put on a journey for a specific reason to bring us to the next spot. And our mess is often the reason that we went through it is so it could become our message. And that we all, if we're ready for our next step, we just have to put it out there. And often the exact things we need to do become clear. And so you're not going to ever have all the things figured out before you take the next step. Everyone, when they have a baby, there's like, I wasn't ready for this, but you do it. And then that's the same thing in everything. You're never going to have all the pieces figured out, but you have to be willing to take that next step.
Mm. Now, I have entrepreneurs and business owners that some are single, some are married. So I want to talk about marriage here.
Uh huh.
How important it is for your partner to support your dream in regards to what you're doing, in regards to taking your business to the next level. Should
Right.
the wife and the husband have that support mechanism? Because I hear a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners where they do have that support, but then some entrepreneurs and business owners don't have this support. So it's either you're growing and evolving, or some people start to get stagnant. They start to grow apart. How important it is for entrepreneurs and business owners to have their spouse supporting them?
I met my husband after I already had my company. So
Mhm.
he knew what he was getting into to start. So if that was going to be able to check, are you okay with somebody who's an entrepreneur and has the kind of business that I do? You're going to be on social media sometimes. I'm going to be traveling sometimes. He had all that. So that was part of our conversation. But then there's marriages where the individual gets the entrepreneurial bug while they're married, and the other person didn't ask for the change, didn't ask for that type of relationship. And so it's okay that it causes friction. I think where people get into trouble is thinking that other person has to give me all the support or else I can't make this work for me. Your partner wasn't born an entrepreneur. Your partner wasn't born with the same vision that you have. And that's okay. Don't go to them for that. Let them be your spouse. Don't make them be your business coach if that's not their job. That's why you go and get a business coach. Let them be your spouse and make sure you don't overstep the boundaries of the marriage that every dinner you're talking about business. You can come if that person's not. Now, my husband and I both love that kind of stuff, so we like to talk about it together. But if that's not the case for your spouse, it's not their fault. You didn't marry them like that. And
That's good.
so compartmentalize it and have a community that you can talk about it in with other entrepreneurs that feel the same way as you and a coach that will talk to you. Because the worst thing you can do is when that's happening is isolate. You
Mhm.
need to give yourself an outlet, but it doesn't need to be your spouse who doesn't get it. Doesn't make them a bad person. It's just makes them that they're not an entrepreneur.
Mm. Wow. Now we cover a lot of ground here. We talked about social media, we talked about family, we talked about business, we talked about, how you can actually, turn your loyal fans into raving customers.
Yeah.
Kim, you are an intelligent woman.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on your show. I truly appreciate it.
Kim, I'd like to thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me and the audience worldwide about the power of social media marketing and the
Uh-huh.
power of online marketing and offline marketing on how they can increase their revenues and create income. I gladly appreciate it. You are a gift from God.
Thank you for being on here today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Do you have any last pearls of wisdom for the audience?
Don't compare your chapter 1 with my chapter 20. I also started with no followers, no audience, no message, no market. All I need to do is to get started, and so do you.
Mm. To everyone that's listening and watching right now, I highly recommend getting involved with the phenomenal Kim Walsh Phillips. You heard the passion that came through her voice on my show today. She broke down layman's terms on how you can generate extra income in your current business. She also broke down layman's terms about follow your dreams and take your passion and turn your passion into profit. Go to her website, kimwalshphillips.com. And she also has powerfulprofessionals.com. She has incredible content that could take your mindset and your business structure to a whole nother level. But remember, you have to implement what you learn. Knowledge is not power. The implementation of knowledge, that's what makes it become powerful. So to everyone that's listening and watching right now, remember that the strongest asset that each and every one of you have is your brain, and what you think about and what you take action on, that will become your reality, and your mentality creates your reality. May God bless each and every one of you, and bye for now. Thank you, Kim Walsh.
Thanks for having me.
And I got to have you come back on my program so we can get more in depth about wealth building principles and how to keep creating online income.
Sure, sounds good.
I really appreciate you.
Thanks for your time today. Appreciate you too. Bye, love.
Bye. And bye for now.